The day is Thursday, April 12th, 2018. Let's take a look at the news. Headline, Breitbart.com, Whoopi Goldberg, riots over Mueller firing would be fun to watch. So this is a perfect headline. This is exactly where we are. The absolute hypocrisy of liberals and the left. In Saul Alinsky's book, Rules for Radicals, which clearly seems to be like sort of a playbook for liberals these days, it even says in there, use their standards against them because we don't have any, so they can't, so they're powerless. That you can't attack them with their standards because they don't have standards. They have double standards. That's what they have. I know that sounds very divisive, liberals, but please, how are you going to recover from this? I don't see it. I see just lots of apologizing. That's it. It's the only thing that's going to do it. NewYork.cbslocal.com. Police. Taylor Swift fan robs bank, throws cash at singer's house. That's a new kind of insanity. To not just rob a bank, but throw it over the fence of a rich celebrity that I guess you have a crush on or whatever, or you're under her spell. What does it take to get people to rob banks and then bring the money and throw it in your yard? Reuters.com. Hillary Clinton calls for U.S. to bomb Syrian airfields. Now that's all we need to know to not do it. I mean, we already knew we don't want to do that, but that's a blessing, Thanks, Hill. AMPCanberratime.com. Former Canberra brothel operator charged with child sex trafficking. And Dangerous.com. A United Nations humanitarian worker and one of the world's leading experts working with street children and kids affected by war has been arrested on pedophilia charges. Now, this has been going on for a year. Thousands of arrests. Slowly working their way up the pyramid, up to the top, up to the characters that we see on the stage. Right now it's getting pretty close because this Peter Dalgish, who worked for the United Nations, worked with kids, which is typical. Not only are we going to find him closely related with the Clinton Foundation, but he's rather friendly with Canadian Justin Trudeau. This is prepare yourselves. If you're not already prepared, this is where we're going. Now, finally, what I found very interesting is there's a new Time magazine cover. And it's a picture that I've seen mostly as a meme on the internet for the storm, about Q, about the what appears to be a fight against the deep state, big time going on behind the scenes. So when I first saw the new cover, I thought, well, that's interesting. They're using the Q image as some type of Stormy Daniels image, and yet, as it is, looking at it with Q in mind, it looks like Time is right there on Real News. And it's actually a pretty badass cover. Then I found out that the picture actually originates from a Time magazine cover from about a year ago with the headline, "Nothing to See Here." And that cover, I guess, was about madness and chaos is going on now because we elected Trump. But even that cover is pretty badass. And if you take into account the war against the deep state, even that cover holds true as like Real News. Stormy is April showers. It's a stormy month. And there were some new Q posts today. I mean, every day they've been coming out now for a while, at least for the past few days. I would say from what the new Q posts I've read, the most interesting one is a link to Trump signing the law to punish websites for sex trafficking. And, timed right around the same time that arrests were made at Backpage.com for sex trafficking. So this Q posts is suggesting that Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are implicated in this as well, which actually makes sense when you come to think about it. And a few days ago, Q released something about a Ray Chandler on Instagram, which brought several people to find an Instagram channel that seemed to be doing exactly that, sort of advertising and selling underage girls. I understand this Q thing sounds silly. I get it. And there's a lot of people angry about it, calling it a psyop. There's a lot of people just snickering at it. But when you look deep into it, you see evidence of it everywhere. In fact, it seems like the only explanation for the big picture these days. And also there seems to be an element of faith. I mean, what can we do? I mean, I'm trying to practice expressing my voice. These videos, other videos, I'm working on music. I'm trying to focus on ways that what can I do? But one thing I can do is I can put my faith in the direction I want it to be in. If I want to see the survival of the Constitution, if I want to see the Western world prevail, then I can put my faith and my energy in that, at least. And so I'm ecstatic about Q. Flo White has a new song, actually, that will be done very shortly. We're working on a video as well for it called Q Anonymous, and you can hear a brief little sample of it right here.
My baby went and fell in love with Q Anonymous. He's the only one she's thinking of. The Q Anonymous. Every night she has to stop and spend all night reading the latest drops. She says that soon things will be tippy-top, but man, this shit has got to stop. Watching YouTubes, logging on dark web, dreaming of making out with him somewhere. Ba, 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 ba.
And we're working on it still, so, it'll be done soon. But I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.